everybody to our spring showcase. This is our Westwood High School pep band. Pep band started a few years ago from a student, and every year it's just kind of evolved into this larger group. It is totally student-run and student-directed, and I'd like to thank AJ Alex for his leadership in running it this year. All right, we're going to be bringing out the rest of our concert band students next. Let them get settled in. We're going to make a little stage change here. We're going to bring our wind ensemble folks on from backstage. All right, so these folks are getting set up. Again, thank you for coming. I'm Dr. Heather Cody. I direct the concert band and the wind ensemble, and I am proud to be the chair of the department here for music and theater. All of our concerts are super fun, right? It's a super fun night, though, because you get to see everything showcased tonight. So you get to see our string players, you get to see our wind players, you get to hear our chorus a little bit later, and the talent on this stage is just off the charts. You're going to be so blown away by everything that you hear tonight. We've already started it off with a bang. So we got a lot of different combos tonight, so we got a little bit of movement going on, but you're going to have a night of great music, and we're so excited that you're here, and thank you for your support of the Performing Arts program. This is our wind ensemble. I'm going to give them a second to warm up, and then we'll be starting with a piece called Galop Festivo. Our second piece by the Wind Ensemble is by George Gershwin. This is An American in Paris. And I'd like to recognize our two soloists in that. Please stand, Wesley and AJ. All right, we're gonna make a quick stage change. So Ms. Winslow, I'm gonna call you up. String players, get ready. We're gonna get the rest of your chairs out. Isn't this impressive? Full disclosure, Ms. Winslow and I decided we wanted to do this. It never occurred to us, could they all actually fit on stage or not? And we're thrilled to see that they do. So before we do our combined piece, I want to take a second, since we do have a lot of our folks on stage here. So just to recognize some of our students and some of their compliments from this year. So we had a number of students that were accepted into the festivals. I'm going to ask you to stand when you hear a name called. I'm doing it in a couple of tiers, okay? So to our Junior District Festival, we had Jason Cirillo. To our Senior District Festival, Nico Castro, Jack Goodwin, AJ Alex, and Braden Murphy. To our Senior District Festival and All-State Festival, Melissa Yang, Connor Sang, and Michael Mansour, who's out here someplace, I hope. And Senior District Festival, All-State Festival, and All-Eastern Festival, Deepak Viswalian. Please stand to be recognized. We have a Music Honor Society here at Westwood High School. We're about 60 members strong, and it is a student-led board. We've had a wonderful set of student leadership this year, and as they are finishing up, I would like to thank our outgoing officers, Michael Mansour, who I know is out here somewhere, Kabir, Claire, Nate, and Deepak. Please stand. And finally, it's a little bittersweet because it's the last concert for our senior class, our class of 2025. It has been a pleasure. I know some of our chorus folks are out here. A lot of our folks are on here. It has been an absolute pleasure to work with you all over the last 4 years. I know I can say that on behalf of all of our music staff here. This has been an amazing leadership group all the way around in all the ensembles. We could not do what we did here these last few years without you. Seniors, thank you so much. Can we have all the seniors stand, or chorus folks, if you're here, raise and wave your hands, all right? Seniors, stand up. We will see you at our banquet on Thursday night, so we will still celebrate. It's not goodbye yet. All right, this is our combined full orchestra piece. It's called Alpha and Omega.
for Dr. Cody very graciously honored the seniors, but of course, we didn't want her to get away with that without, the seniors honoring Dr. Cody. So, on behalf of all the seniors, we'd like to thank Dr. Cody for an awesome 4 years.
So to definitely echo the sentiments that Dr. Cody already shared about us, we have had, the best possible 4 years, the most supportive, supportive band director, so inclusive of everyone to make sure everyone has their part heard, and is just a great driving force behind the Westwood High School musical community, and we will certainly miss our time and remember it fondly as seniors. So Dr. Cody, thank you so much for an awesome 4 years.
Good evening, everybody. We're going to present 2 selections for you this evening. The first one is featuring a solo inner quartet along with our regular orchestra. So you're going to hear from all members of our front row playing the solo quartet part. And it is called the Irish Junkyard Jam. And then we'll follow that up with a medley from Pirates of the Caribbean. acknowledge our soloists and all two pieces that we played. Our entire front row, please stand up. And a special thank you to our percussionist friends from the band that assisted us on that last song. All right, we are going to do another quick set change. And we are going to exit the stage, string players, and the jazz band is going to make their entry.
Mr. Doug is my teacher for 8 years for trombone, and I've had him for the last 4 years for jazz band. All of us have been with him for at least 2 to 4 years, and we all appreciate how committed he is to the program. He sends emails every week, has full sectional schedules. I would like to say thank you, Mr. Doug, for the class of 2025.
I also forgot to put Nate in the program as having a solo out there. So, let's give it up to Nate.
Make some noise if you're having fun tonight. Now, of course, he's coming up here in just a second, but please allow me to get serious for just a second, just a moment at a time. Now, like I said, the chorus is coming up right up to these stands in just a minute. After the medley, we're doing a Lion King medley, which I know you're all excited for. After the medley, two of my very good friends, JJ McNally and Elizabeth Lowney, are going to be in the lobby collecting donations. What are they collecting donations for, you ask? Well, I'm here to answer that question. Thank you. Earlier this year, the Palisades fires ravaged a lot of the Californian countryside. And since this is a night dedicated to music, and since we are a school who is lucky enough to be able to do something like this, we have a donation box for the Palisades Charter High School out in California for their music department. These folks are on Zoom for the rest of the year, and they have been since January, like we were back in the pandemic. And they don't know when they're going to be able to reopen up again. So anything that we can give, I know that you guys hear it a lot, but it's because it's true. Anything that you can give, whether it's $10, $5, $1, just some spare change in your pocket, if you could please give it to my friends in the lobby after the medley, that would be really appreciated. These folks are in trouble, and we can help. Thank you.
My name is Rob Goldman, and I'm the director of the chorus, and we're going to end the program tonight with a medley that I arranged and compiled the year before COVID. So what happened was with this medley, we were supposed to do it the day before the shutdown, and I haven't done this since. We were going to combine with the Downey 5th grade and the 8th graders at the middle school, and those teachers are here. Ms. Diana Legier, Ms. Alicia Winslow, and Ms. Caitlin Goldman are in the audience, so we can clap for them. Because we're going to have some of my senior leaders talk about the medley specifically, but I'm going to call it, those of you who went to the chorus concert in December, I'm going to call this the Circle of the Westwood Music Department. This doesn't happen without them, without the elementary school teachers, without the middle school teachers, the love and the passion that they instill in the kids in the beginning, from 4th grade, from kindergarten. My wife teaches preschool music here, and all the way up through seniors, which we're going to be losing very soon. So again, the Circle of the Westwood Music Department. As you can see, those of you who've been in the seats for the last hour and a half, it's all the groups. Can we give a round of applause for all of the performing groups that perform? Outstanding talent. I'm sure you're sitting there going, wow, this is high school. Yeah, unbelievable talent and amazing colleagues again, led by our department head, Heather Cody, and again, Alicia Winslow, Doug LaRosa, my colleagues up here. Mr. Jim Howard is going to play percussion. If we can clap for Mr. Howard, is going to play percussion. And again, special thanks to Stephen Harrington, who's running the lights, but our student, Hank Murray, who designed a light show for this, so we can clap for those guys. And again, I'm not going to talk at the end. This Lion King medley is a little over 20 minutes. It's going to go straight through, and then the concert will be over, so we hope you enjoy it. I'm going to turn this over, and there's a lot of soloists. I'm not going to mention them by name. They're in the digital program, but there's a lot of soloists, so please check out their names after. I'm going to turn it over to my senior leaders. I have 3 of them this year. Sophia, you're going to hear sing from somewhere in this auditorium to start. And we're going to start out with William Russell and Lauren Booth. And here's a medley from the Broadway Lion King.
The Lion King is a story of courage, perseverance, faith, and love. The beautiful tale has impacted the world in all of its forms, as an animated movie, a musical, and, most recently, a photorealistic computer-generated film. Tonight, we would like to share with you a medley from the Broadway musical The Lion King. Based upon the Walt Disney film released in 1994, the musical captures and delivers the same emotion through a different lens.
Music by Elton John and lyrics by Tim Rice, this musical showcases the importance of relationships with family and friends. As a resilient cub, Simba grows up with the promise of a future full of responsibility and hard work. The little lion is met with many obstacles that he must overcome, making friendships and learning lessons along the way. In addition to Elton John, other composers of music include Julie Taymor, Hans Zimmer, Mark Mancina, Lebo M, and Jay Rifkin.
The musical first premiered at the Orpheum Theater in Minneapolis and was a huge success. The Lion King premiered on Broadway later that same year. Since then, it has become the highest grossing musical ever and has earned 6 Tony Awards. It is also the most watched musical and has been seen all over the US as well as in over 100 cities in 20 countries, such as Hong Kong, London, and Singapore.
The new Lion King movie came out in 2019 and was nominated for an Academy Award. It has been praised for its realistic visual effects and reintroduced the music and story to a new generation. The messages of being a loyal friend, staying true to yourself, honoring traditions, and having a problem-free philosophy are all ones we can live by every day. We are all part of the circle of life.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king. the ground has broken. Now I must go. And where the journey may lead you, let this prayer be your guide. Though it may take you so far away, always remember your pride. I have no choice, I'll find my way. Take this prayer, what lies out there, beyond I Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. There ain't no passing craze. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata. I say Hakuna, I say Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna.
I can see what's happening,
What?
and they don't have a clue.
Who?
They'll fall in love, and here's the bottom line: our trio's down to 2.
Oh, the sweet caress of twilight. There's magic everywhere, but with all this romantic atmosphere, disasters in the air.
Can you feel the love tonight?
Oh, now they're out away, oh, they lost
The evening brings
oh, now they're out away, oh, they thought they're out away.
perfect harmony with all its living things.
So many things to tell her, but how to make her see the truth about my past impossible? She turned away from me.
He's holding back, he's hiding, but what? I can't decide. Why won't he be the king? I know he is the king I see inside. Can you feel the love tonight?
It's the evening brings. In perfect harmony with all its living things.
Can you feel the love tonight? You needn't look too far. Still
Sorry, I know you're going to speak tonight and then sing, and I apologize. But just one quick thing. We don't have flowers, but come. On behalf of all the seniors, I would just like to thank Mr. Goldman for helping us and teaching us and nurturing us these past 4 years. Whether we've been in chorus for 4 years or just half a year, your presence and light and teaching really affects us, and we'll carry that with us into college, so thank you so, so much.
Westwood, this is what it's all about. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. Thank you very much. Drive safely.